I don't know. There's something magical about this table. It's a camphor laurel slab I bought when I moved in here 17 years ago. I've just given it a second coat of varnish because I had to strip it right back to bare wood because the varnish after 17 years had gone all tacky and sticky, and I don't do tacky and sticky. But I'm making this video because as I was painting the second coat on it, how can I show you? Oh, here, just right here. Can you see the light coming out through the timber? The natural highlights in the grain of the timber. I mean, I just think it's so beautiful. And I might be a bit high because I've been, working all day on creative activities and sniffing a lot of varnish because I did 2 coats on this, and I've done 2 coats on the other table as well. So maybe I'm a bit high from fumes, but I don't know, I just you can tell I haven't had sex in a very long time because there's just something so fucking sensual about this table. It is just, well, it's, oh look at the shine. It's just beautiful, just a thing of beauty. And yes, those globby bits will dry up, hopefully clear. But it's given me so much joy, and the funny part is, every time Crystal comes to visit, when are you going to get rid of that table, Mum? When are you going to I don't like it in here, Mum. I don't like it. Well, she doesn't fucking live here, does she? This is my home and my table. I do what I want, whatever, as Jared likes to make fun of me. I really do what I want, whatever. And at the moment, I would like to make love to this table. No, that would be kinky and weird, but I'm just so full of joy over it. Look, I even painted the little edges. I haven't done the underside though. I probably, if I was a really good tradesperson, would have sanded back the underside and varnished that too, but the underside's not tacky yet. And seriously, unless I flip the table over, which is why I did varnish both sides so it could be flipped over, I don't need to worry about the underside. Let's not go too crazy here, Tanya, be too perfectionist, or you'll just never get out of bed because the fear of failure will just, make you surrender to death-like repose, and we've been there before. We've been there actually for a very, very, very long time. But anyway, I just keep walking around this table admiring it. And I don't care, people in Facebook world or YouTube world, if you think my table's a piece of shit, that's your problem, not mine. I'm one with the multiverses, and it's a pity the tree had to die to give me this beautiful table, but I am truly appreciating it and valuing it, and the spirit that is inside the wood that made me get a little bit frisky with frisson while I was polishing it. Blessed be, I could do with coming back to life in that aspect as well, because we shut down that part of my life for a very, very long time because of too many grotesque grief and disappointments with men. Men that really, just were users and losers and weren't quite on my vibe, babies. Who is on my vibe? No mortal human is on my vibe. A little bit of varnish and off she goes like a pork chop. But that's part of my joy, isn't it? It's part of my my charisma. Anyway, don't sniff too much varnish, people. I'm going to open the door because we don't want to have too much of the varnish. Oh, that's right. I went to open the door and I forgot. I wanted to show you. So bits of it are still taped up because the greenstone wanted to flop down to the ground because of gravity. So it may not hold up. And I had a big crystal like this. That one seems to have held. It's got to dry for 16 hours completely. And then I put a little piece of broken off, I think this belonged to Crystal originally, my daughter Crystal. Little piece of broken, I can't even remember what the name of that stone is anyway, jasper, and I glued it on there. And I'm out of breath, it's all the varnish. And I glued on this magnificent quartz crystal. I bought 2 of them last week and they arrived today. And I hung on with silver wire and remade an old necklace of mine. And I hung this on, my mother's old crystal. It's actually got a big massive crack in the middle. So it's not good for wearing because it actually looks quite terrible with a massive crack. But I don't mind it hanging off my staff. It adds to the magic, even though partially that's my mama's magic, but I guess ancestral witches can't do much about having some of my mama's magic still around me. This is a piece of a big mother of pearl bead and a piece of green stone that I'm trying to wedge in under there. Please stay, please stay. And then this was originally hanging off it. I made it a long time ago. And it's just some amethyst beads and some cheap little plastic beads in between and a metal pendant thingy. It's gone a bit black. And then up here, well, the big crystal fell off, so I'm about to glue that back on, the second big crystal, because I'm determined. I'm just going to keep fricking gluing them on until they hold, because I'm a stubborn little witch. And on here, I had quite a few of these scarabs that I bought many, many years ago, and I haven't really done anything with it. So I glued a little scarab on there, and a little gnarly broken off amethyst I stuck in the little, what looks like a little hand, a bit like a yard that we read the Torah with, only I'm being creatively hyperbolic here, since this is way too big to be a yard for a Torah scroll. But you know, Jewish roots in that. I haven't forgotten who I really am, even though the Jews in my community here scorn me and treat me like some kind of whore and misfit. I'm still a Jew, although not a very observant Jew, let's face it. That comes of when you're treated like a misfit, you just lose your vibe, lose your tribe. But that's okay, I'm okay with that. I don't belong to anyone but Hashem anyway. That's the way it was ordained from the time, from before I was born to the day I die. No humans can tolerate me or claim me for very long, because what can I say? I'm a bit unusual, and I'm a bit ornery and prickly like a sabra. So it's one of the gifts from trauma I got given. But it's a blessing in a way, because it means I don't have to pretend anymore to fit in with anyone. I just do what I want, whatever, with harm to none. I'm very happy with this chain here. It's an old necklace, and this green piece had gone missing off the matching, you know, it used to hang like that. It was a beautiful piece actually. I used to wear it a lot in the 90s. Anyway, this green piece, cabochon, had gone missing from the other beads. So I ripped it apart, and this used to hang like that. This used to hang, hang on, how can I show you? This used to hang like that. But I cut off the thing, and it's a bit sharp, so I probably should find a way to buff it down. And I just hung this off here, and there it is, the pendant that used to hang off the other piece. It used to hang like this. And because I decided, it's been lying around in my little back storeroom, workroom, library, craft collection, you name it. The back room is the odds and ends room where everything gets stored and repurposed and reused and recycled and made into something eventually when I'm in the mood. So anyway, I gave everything a good polish because it's actually sterling silver. Well, I actually thought it wasn't quite sterling silver, but it's got a vague stamp of 925 on there. And I thought, well, I'll polish it, and if it's real silver, it'll come up, and it bloody well did, you know. So it was real silver. It wasn't a piece of shit. It was like, Mum used to give me a lot of costume jewellery, and some of it was junk, and some of it was good, you know. It just depended on what was going on in the time. She used to make me buy a lot of things because she was actually quite tight with me for someone that used to claim that I robbed her and fleeced her of everything, a lying bastard. But I didn't pay for this one. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that this was a gift, maybe a birthday gift or something. So Mummy was always buying me pretty things, and I have to be fair, she did give me some lovely things in my day, probably out of shame and guilt for the childhood she gave me, who knows. It doesn't matter now. The dead are dancing and they can't hurt me anymore, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just in love. I'm in love with everything today. I'm just so in love. Like, it's a beautiful feeling. Yesterday, I felt like death and really was quite the opposite of how I feel today. But yesterday, I thought, well, this is a reaction to the dentist, who was a bit of a pig, really. So I thought, well, I'll just lie down and rest. And it's kind of miraculous. I went from feeling like death yesterday and lying down and resting to gluing all these amazing and putting wiring things on it, things on my staff, polishing this, and oh, I'm so sorry, Beauregard. Oh, you're always under my feet, my love. That's not a good move. I've got big feet. I've got big fucking hobbit feet, Beauregard, and you know what happens when you get under Mama's big Mama Jumbly feet that nobody wants, because look, enormous. They are enormous. If I was a man and I had a penis the size of these feet, I'd be dangerous. But anyway, I'm joking, people. So I put another coat of varnish on this, and it's starting to come together. The idea is that all these little ridges and gaps get filled in, and I didn't have much faith that they would ever fill in, but I can see gradually, like this bit here is starting to fill in. So this is after, let me see, yes, my manifestations. I know I'm 55 going on 5 and I'm a bit pathetic, but I'm still manifesting true love living here, like genuine, authentic, nice person, not some creep or cunt or awful bloody abusive male ever again. So who knows, it could happen, but that's not what I wanted to show you. Embarrassingly awkward. I've written here we need 30 coats, and I've done 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, oh, and there was another one, 18 coats. This is on top of the 12 coats that were already on it, so 18 and 12 is 30. So, but I meant 30 extra coats. So 18. Oh my goodness, I've got to do another 12 coats and then it might come together. If it hasn't come together after another 12 coats, because it's costing me a lot in varnish. Varnish is very expensive. I guess I'll do a little hobbit, hot and trot, jump up and down, have a little tantrum, go wah, and then just carry on, because I'm determined. I am determined to finish this table, which came up in my memories. I started exactly at this time 4 years ago. So the table, the spirit of the table is calling out to be completed. That table wants to be finished, and it was a project that never got finished, so I'm feeling like not the usual complete loser that I normally feel, but I feel like I'm getting somewhere, people. And on that note, got all my little apothecary corner, we'll call it. And Charlie's singing sweet little songs. Sing me songs, sing me sweet little songs. Lila Tov Charlie. And I don't know, I feel really quite sensual and glorious today. This was the tipping point when I started working on this and just saw all the natural light shining up in the timber. It's like the universe, people, is the most majestic, glorious, wonderful thing. And then I get lost in all this horror and misery, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tanya? What the fuck is wrong with you? But you see, with me, it's swings and roundabouts. One good day and one shitty day. One good day, one shitty day. So now, tomorrow, it won't be a shitty day tomorrow, but I will be tired from all my efforts. And I'll have to keep going till the varnishing's completed. So that will be, unless it rains. I can't do it if it rains because the stuff doesn't work if it rains apparently. But anyway, that will be another task completed, and then I can whack it back up there, my little computer desk that Crystal abhors. But it's not her problem, is it? She can wait till I die and chuck it out. Now listen, Jared, I'm saying this on my public video that everyone will see. If Jared chucks out this table when I die, I'm warning you, I will haunt you. Someone better take custody of this table because I've put a lot of work into it, keeping it nice and loving it. So it's a funny looking thing, I know, with its little L shape, but I like funny looking things. Some of my most favourite things are funny looking things, aren't they, Beauregard? Yes, he says. That's true, Mama. All right. Anyway, good night from us. I've got some more gluing to do. I've got to try and glue that crystal back on that staff, and then I'm done for the night. Hopefully, can sit down and watch some TV. Okay, good night, people. Be well, be prosperous, be joyous, be happy. Happy New Year, happy Rosh Hashanah. And for the heathens in my life, happy universe, happy everything. Love you all. Bye.